Welcome to This Is the Day with me, Bo Chansey.
And I, Drew Crisp.
This fella.
This fella.
That's how I refer to you.
This fella.
This fella over here. We're glad to spend a little bit of this day with you.
Yep, to open the window, say howdy, neighbor.
Close the window.
Well, because of the...
Well, you know,
the heat's
my
on.
air conditioning.
Yeah, the air's on.
Yeah. Outside, what are you raising a barn?
Bruce's barn, show me what you got.
What if you were? Wow.
You remember the old comedian? He would answer his mom when she asked that. No.
No, I didn't remember.
Okay,
that.
I think it was that Jeff Foxworthy fella.
Okay. Well, you said comedian, so it threw me off.
Okay, sorry. He would say no.
All right, well, this is the day. It may not be the day you wanted or the day you would have drawn up, but it's the day you got, so have a day.
Have a day.
Have a day. We have 3 cards in these 3 envelopes. We don't know what's in them.
No.
Yep. But we're going to find out what's in one of them.
Yep.
Yep. So, Drew, why don't you choose an envelope?
Via Media, the middle one.
Okay.
Here we go. Throw back, look up.
Okay, it's a throwback.
Throw back, look up.
Look up. We're going to throw back to something maybe we didn't know about and maybe look it up on the interwebs.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Here we go. What do we got?
I know everything there is to know about this guy.
Okay.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Okay, different than Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, then I don't know anything about this guy.
Okay.
Napoleon Bonaparte, famous conqueror.
Yep.
Napoleon.
Frenchman.
Frenchman.
Yep.
Once requested a rabbit hunt be set up for him.
Okay.
His chief of staff rounded up nearly 3,000 rabbits for the occasion.
Wow.
That's a lot of rabbits.
That's a lot of rabbits.
Once released, the rabbits charged towards Bonaparte and his men in a vicious and unstoppable onslaught. The Google phrase here is Bonaparte bunny attack.
Really?
I guess so.
Napoleon got attacked by a horde of angry rabbits?
Yes.
It's like the killer bunnies, like in Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yes.
And they have like...
Yeah, I would think that that's a large number, and they would probably think, pack mindset. We could probably take these guys. We can do this.
How did they communicate all that? Like,
I don't know.
Were they trained? It could have been a coup.
I
don't need to look this up.
No.
I'm not looking up anything. Let's speculate.
Yeah,
Why look something up when you can merely speculate?
I know exactly how they communicated.
Okay.
It's how all rabbits communicate. It's Morse code. It's they do it with their feet.
Hind leg. Yeah.
You've seen the feet, and they're like.
Well, that's why we have all those rabbit's foots.
That's it.
Because if there's a coup afoot, and you want to stop this from happening, you got to remove the rabbit's foot, so they can't communicate with each other.
Yep. This is the first rule of if you ever want to conquer, you got to take away the vehicle of communication.
Of course.
You got to take away that communication, then conquer.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
Yeah. Napoleon showed those bunnies who's boss.
I'm guessing Napoleon probably won that attack. I'm thinking
He did have some military success.
he had some. Yeah, I think he could probably.
Little fellow though.
3,000 of anything coming at you is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Very scary.
I don't know. I could just see me. I'd be like, oh, look at you.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I wouldn't mind 3,000 rabbits like crawling on me.
I know, that'd be fun.
It sounds nice.
Yeah, there's got to be one guy in the company who was probably like, oh, come on, hey, guys.
Look at you guys.
Oh, Jacques, oh.
Wow, that turned dark.
Right. Well, they were it was this, right? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They're coming at me fast.
For me, that was where it turned dark, was when you shot the rabbits. Not when we were cutting off their feet. So they couldn't communicate.
Not the mutilation.
No, that wasn't it.
No.
Yeah. No, yeah. Got bunnies with wheels.
Bo, this is getting hairy. This is getting hairy. We're getting into zones that I can't.
All righty then. All right. Okay. Well, let's get out of that. Let's get into a verse of the day. Our verse of the day comes from the Old Testament book of Daniel. Daniel, chapter 2, verse 23. And Daniel says, I thank and praise you, God of my ancestors. You have given me wisdom and power. You have made known to me what we asked of you. You have made known to us the dream of the king. I'll read it again. I thank you and praise you, God of my ancestors. You've given me wisdom and power. You have made known to me what we asked of you. You have made known to us the dream of the king.
Okay.
So can I give a little context?
Please, I need it.
Little story around this. And what's happening here is there's this king, Nebuchadnezzar. And old King Nebi, he was, like a lot of kings.
It's a good time.
Yeah, like a lot of kings. He gets a little out there, a little out of control. And he had dreams that were really disturbing him. And so he was looking for interpretations of these dreams. So he got like the wise men of his kingdom to come together and tell him what his dreams meant. But they just kept telling him like things he would want to hear.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, scrap that, forget that. I'm not going to tell you my dream. You got to tell me my dream. If you can tell me what I dreamt, then I'll believe you can tell me what it means. And they were like, yeah, we can't do that. Like and so Nebuchadnezzar has them executed. And he's going to have Daniel and his friends executed as well. But Daniel prays and asks God to, grant this request. And God shows him the dream that Nebuchadnezzar had, and he was able to tell him and interpret it.
Yeah. And what he interprets is this right here, I thank and praise you.
Well, what he's saying is he's thanking God for the answer. Like he asked God to do this, and he's thanking God that God has given him the answer and the ability to tell the king his dream.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that probably what Daniel interpreted to him is probably not something that he would want to hear, like those other interpreters. Like, because as a king, you never want to hear like, there's only really one true king, and that's God himself, and you are basically a pawn. And
or in that your kingdom isn't going to last.
It's
forever.
not going to last forever.
It's going to end, or there's going to be some trouble coming your way. That is definitely true.
Yeah.
But it is true that God does communicate with people. One of the ways biblically that He's done this is through dreams and visions, and then He uses people to kind of help work through that and understand that. So it's not always bad ice cream.
For sure. Yes. Yes.
There could be something to that dream that you've had. But, in this case, Daniel prayed and God gave him a way to do that.
Yeah. I think you recently had reminded me of that verse from James where it's like, if any of you lacks wisdom, ask God and he'll freely give it to you, right? Is that?
Generously all without finding fault.
Yeah.
Because I think we find fault in ourselves. So like we go, well, I'm not going to ask God to do this because, because I can't. But that's kind of the whole reason we're asking.
Right.
We're asking God. So like Daniel going, I can't do this. Nobody can do this. But I'm going to ask God. And God does. So I would say that today or tomorrow, someday coming, there's going to be things that are impossible that are before us. And there's no way we can imagine navigating those situations. But let's ask.
Yeah. I'm at the end of the rope. Okay. I can't do it. Okay. Admit that to our Father, and He will step in. He does not leave us alone. He's with us to the very end of the age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and in the situation with Daniel too. Let's say that God was like, no, I'm not wanting to interpret this dream, or that's not my plan. And maybe Daniel would have died. He did eventually die. Yeah. Like we all do. And that, to God and who He is not the end. I know for us that kind of ends up being like the ultimate or the pinnacle, but it's really not. And, but God had a plan and wanted to use Daniel, and so He did. And God has a plan and wants to use you, and He will. So we make ourselves available and we ask Him.
Yep.
Cool. One thing you could ask Him to do is to give you one person to share His love with today.
Yep.
That's a great way to spend the day. God, please give me one person to share your love with.
Yep.
It's a good way to spend a day.
That's a good way to spend a day.
I know He'll do it. This is the day.
I had this thought.